much we're going to be trying. Well, he did pick a lot of light units in those club units from the back. I do
Yeah.
believe the Draconian
So,
Human.
so Sushi
They're
Boy.
going to be trying to charge you, but those units are really are going to be quite vulnerable to your chariots. So
Mm,
he has 4 units that you have to keep your chariots away from them. Those are his core units. I think they're armored spearmen. Yeah, you should build your line
yeah.
somewhere around here.
Let me do something like this. Uh, we'll see. We'll see who comes to who. Who can outlast the other? Who's the least patient? Spoiler: it's probably me. Okay, gonna throw my skirmishers on this side. Have my warlord walk up. Forget. Did I give him a chariot? No, because we want
Yeah,
him.
move your giants all the way to the right flank. Maybe even get them in the forest on the other side of the mud. Those
Mm,
giants are going to be your secret weapon, more or less, which you are going to be utilizing at one point. Remember, there might be a lot of units that we're not seeing yet,
yeah.
because surely those can't be all of his units. There more appear to be in the
Yeah.
middle.
There's something
There's also a
hiding.
Cyclops, I think,
Yeah.
right there in the middle. Yeah, this is something you will need to take care of
Yeah. Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
way.
Oh, look at the high quality
And
grass.
yeah, it does look pretty amazing.
There we go. You can see inside his helmet. Oh, good. Anyway, there we go. Let's see. Um,
I think you
so,
can zoom in inside his helmet. I think it was K or J as a hotkey.
well, K does this.
Yeah, J zoom. Or it was N, maybe? I forgot all the hotkeys that we have.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. It's I I I need to
But to play the
turn.
battle right now
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah. Sorry, I got distracted.
you need to focus on that.
Let's see.
You
So,
need to change the facing of your army.
yeah,
To You're going to be facing downriver, so
I'm gonna move like this. Um, and then just keep a
usually Total
bunch.
War games are divided in Total War battles are divided into two parts, which are
Mm,
very distinctive. The first part, the players try to outmaneuver each other, and
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
is a very very important part of the game. This is where a good player can defeat a player who has an even better army than him, but just by outmaneuvering him,
Mm,
positioning his troops correctly, and so on. This is something that's very very important in the game.
absolutely.
So right now, what you can do is, if he tries to engage you with his missile units, you can return fire with your own missile units. And
Mm,
even if you start losing that engagement, you don't care that much because you are not supposed to win with your missile units.
right,
You are
right.
just supposed to have them there so that they're reinforcing your melee units.
Mm,
These 3 chariot units are something that you really need to be careful of
right.
because they can wreak havoc in your army. You don't have very much heavy units. You're
Mm,
mostly utilizing medium units in this composition, and those chariots are going to be quite strong against you.
right.
You If they start coming, you need to pin them down. You can pin them down with your own chariots. You can send your Lycian champions at them once they get into the mud,
Mm,
and then try and just bring them down. He's going to
right.
try to maneuver them through the forest. This is going to take him forever. Of course, you have 2 choices here. You can straight up directly go at his main force, or you can wait it up for him to position his chariots better. Both choices are viable because we
Mm,
do want the advantage of the mod right now.
yeah,
Feels a
yeah,
bit like the Battle of Agincourt,
yeah.
waiting for
I,
the others to strike while you
yeah, yeah,
are
yeah.
deep in the
Think
mud.
I'm moving my. I'm currently moving my bow infantry, um, closer to his chariots and sort
Yeah,
of
that
blocking
makes
them
sense.
with my Lycian
Makes
champions here.
sense, but make sure that the javelins are actually more effective against chariots, and the chariots will be protected by the trees right now. Even though
Mm,
they are finding it really hard to maneuver to the forest, and they're very slow. A lot of your missiles will actually hit the trees and not do any damage to the
yeah, yeah.
chariots themselves.
Okay, he moved away. I've seen some questions in chat that maybe you can answer.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
sure we have a lot of people here who have never really played Troy or haven't looked much into how the systems work. So the first question I saw was someone just said, "Whoa, terrain affects units," and so since we have mud being a big part of um, our play here, so to say. What does the mud do? Why is the mud strategically important?
Okay, so this is something that we've added to Troy, to Total War Troy. The different terrain types that we have can affect different units in different ways. We mainly have three different types of units in terms of weight. We have light units, medium units, and heavy units. Of course, they can fall into different categories as to chariot units, cavalry units, and so on, but they all follow this medium, light, and heavy um, thing. So mud will affect light units almost not at all. They Light units can just go through mud and don't get any penalties or bonuses or anything from it. But it will really affect heavy units. Once your heavy units are into the mud, they will suffer penalties to their defense. They will suffer a lot of penalties to their movement speed, and they will become very vulnerable to it.
Hmm.
Uh, you can commit to that engagement with his archers.
Okay.
You,
Since
as I
my
said
Clash
before, you don't.
fighters have shields, they can take quite a beating on the
Yep,
by the
that's true.
arrows.
Just make sure that if you are overlapping two units of
Yeah.
your archers, like some of your archers are now staying inside the units of your Kapesh warriors, they will have. Not all of the models will be able to shoot. You need
Right.
for your archers to spread in a nice, good line so that
Mm.
every one of them can shoot. If you stack them all together, most of the models will not be able to shoot. He decided to stop from this engagement because,
Yeah.
as you see, he saw that one of his archers is taking a lot of damage, and his archers are much more expensive than yours.
Right.
So
Right.
even though you see you are taking damage on your own archers, you are still slightly ahead in that regard.
Mm. I still have my chariots here as well, just ready to engage if needed. It's mostly mind games right now.
Yeah, it is. It really is. You have to decide to attack at one point, and
Yeah.
he has to decide to attack at one point. You do have an hour to finish the battle, and if no one manages to win in the end, I mean. But
uh,
even though this doesn't look as exciting, probably right now, this is a
mm,
huge part of the battles where it's a bit of like a chess game, where you have to think very carefully about what your opponent is going to do next. What are your strengths? What are his strengths? What are your weaknesses, and so on.
right.
So
Right.
this is actually a very important part of the battle.
Mm,
He decides that he is going to maneuver his chariots again, but he doesn't want to commit so far. He has taken the high ground there on that hill, like I imagined him to. He
mm,
doesn't want to have to engage your Kapesh warriors in the mud because he knows that you will probably wreck his armored spearmen in there.
right. Right.
So right now, I do believe that we have the better army composition in him.
Mm,
So it's all going to end up in the execution of it all. Uh,
right.
if you try to charge his positions, you do
Mm,
have a chance of success because just because of the composition of our
okay.
army against his, we do have an army that is going to be good at engaging that. But that will leave your army vulnerable to a chariot charge. And we
Right.
really
Right.
need to think of a way to handle that.
Mm,
If we don't handle the chariot charge in any way, we're going to lose the battle. And this is basically the only way that we can lose this battle right now. If those chariots manage to get in and manage to rack up a lot of kills and do a lot of damage to our army.
right. Right.
So you can either try and risk it, go for it,
Mm,
fight outside of the mud, try to engage as fast as possible, keep your flanks uh, secure. The good thing about this mod here is that it's going to be very hard for him to attack you on your left flank.
right.
So you
Right.
probably need to worry only about the right flank from the chariots.
Mm,
You also have to decide what you're going to be doing with the Cyclops, because Cyclops is also really strong, and your
Right.
units are not really great against the Cyclops because he's not doesn't have much armor and so on.
I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna try a repeat of 3 minutes ago and see
Yeah,
how
and
he
right now
responds.
he doesn't want to engage you because he knows that he's probably going to lose if he fights in the mud. Remember that your Kopesh warriors, they also have javelins. So
Mm,
if you just keep them close to the archers, they will they will fight back throwing javelins at them.
right. Okay. So here,
Chariots incoming from the front.
also from
You
the
have to
side.
either also from the side. Yeah, this is what his main game plan is going to be. Wreck your lines with chariots.
Mm. The chariots pull back.
You should you can move your Kopesh fighters a bit further forward if you have committed to disengagement, so that they can throw their javelins at the enemy.
Ah.
They have the fire at will ready.
What's the range on
You can
that?
support with one more Kopesh warrior, I guess. One of his archers is already almost dead and fleeing. You should
Yeah.
switch the attack of your other archers to the other unit. Also, keep an eye on that right flank. This is where the most important thing
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
to be.
There it
This
is.
is where the fighting is going to be. Also, you want to get those Lycian champions inside the forests so that they they can engage the chariots while the chariots are still slowed down.
Mm.
Right now, you can even try to chase down the chariots with those Lycian warriors and those javelins that you have, and the
Right.
giants. Most importantly, the giants. The
Okay.
giants are fast. You can send them to get those chariots. The chariots are going to be
Mm.
extremely slow. He is going to try to outflank you on the left. You can use your own chariots to counter his when they're close to your own army.
Right. 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 I'm gonna send them
Uh,
in.
check what's going on in the forest because you have
Oh boy.
probably
Oh.
seen some. Your archers
Uh.
get your archers
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm chasing these chariots here.
Okay, you should be
Thinking.
using mostly the giants to catch. You will catch them. Make sure you're paying attention on the other side of the battlefield as well. He is
Yeah.
going to be engaging you
Come on.
soon. Yeah, the thing is here you sent your archers too much to forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have
I
to keep
think
your
they
archers behind
followed.
the pushers. Yeah,
Yeah. They
you
followed
have to
where
keep,
they should.
you have to keep an eye on that.
Okay.
Check what's going on the left flank as well. He is trying to outflank you there with his other chariot unit. He has at least one more chariot unit
Yeah.
somewhere.
It's just
Yeah,
sitting
it's in the middle.
behind here.
It's sitting in the middle. Okay. Okay, so
Uh,
from here, your Kopesh warriors should be able to start throwing their javelins at enemies. Yeah, even if you lose them, don't mind that much about those archers. You've already won the missile infantry engagement. You've decimated one of his archer units, and you've only lost one of your archer units. His archers are more expensive than yours. This
Right.
is how you win the fight.
Gonna
He's
send-
probably trying to get them inside the protection of the shields of the armored spearmen. Yeah, setting up your Kopesh warriors is going to be a nice thing. Keep an eye on the right flank with the chariot. Keep an eye on the left flank for the other chariot. Yeah, you've engaged that chariot with giants and the other units. You should not waste your ammo shooting at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This unit
I,
doesn't need to be there. Keep an eye on your other flank as well. The other chariot and what it's doing.
there it is. Let's.
There it is. It's going to be coming here and try to charge your lines. So you need to get your own chariots in there. You might have to make them go into a melee mode.
Yeah.
Get the other Lycian champions on the left flank as well.
All right.
He
He's
has
pulling
decided
back.
to fall back. He's decided to pull back.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, keep an eye on those chariots on the right flank. You don't want to be chasing them too much. Have them be killed. Have been killed. Get your army back.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
they were killed. Get your
were
arm.
killed.
Get your troops back into place. This is one chariot unit down. So far, you're doing really well.
Thank
Most of
you.
your archers are down. But this is not a huge problem. This is something that we expected. Some of his archer units are also suffering a lot of damage. And I believe now is a good time to start engaging those armored spearmen with your Kopesh warriors. You do need to kill them at some point, and there are only 4 units. even if you lose those first 4 Kapesh warriors that you throw at them, which have already used up their javelins, you have more.
Right, right. I'm putting my javelins on the
Yeah,
moment
makes
that we
sense.
have here.
Makes sense. Make sure your hero is close by as well. He can provide good buffs. You picked up the hero that gives buffs,
Oh yeah.
as I said.
Uh,
Janter coming back. Here you can try and get on his right flank and attack those units. He's expecting an attack from there, but
hmm.
you
Question is,
can
could the Clan
those
infantry?
those Laconian hillmen will not be able to hold up the Lycianian champions. He will need to send another unit there.
Yeah.
2 more archers are joining in the fray, but this shouldn't be a problem. You should use your chariots, even the light chariots that you have, to move on to the left flank. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
right here. You
He's
can
got his
harass
chariot.
his own chariots because your chariots have javelins.
Mm.
He has sent his hero in the middle of the fray.
Okay. Let's see.
You can keep yours there as well. The giants, your giants that you have right there are on his right flank are already engaging. He's probably not seeing that right now, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Make sure that his archers are not destroying your own chariots. Look what's going on with your own chariots, because they're being shot at. Yeah,
Yep.
this is something that you need.
Your hero is under attack.
Okay.
Yeah, get him in the fight.
Yeah.
Do some buffs.
Just need to get. Let's see. What do we want? Melee defense.
Yeah, melee defense is going to be good. For your
Well,
own
actually,
units.
morale is doing pretty badly for us.
You can tell your other Kapesh warriors to engage as well. You have a lot of units that are not doing anything right now.
Yeah.
The Cyclops is engaging your Lycian champions on the right flank.
Mm.
Also, keep an eye on your left flank, because
Yeah,
continue to press on with your chariots here. Your Lycian champions are vulnerable to those archers, so you can push them back a bit.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you manage to win that engagement on the right flank. It's going to be really sweet, but I'm not sure the Lycian champions against. Well, you have already committed here. You need to
Okay.
keep on pressing. He will just rack up a lot of damage while you try to flee. So make sure those javelins keep on firing. Some of his
They're
units are
out.
already routing in the middle.
My javelins are out.
You shouldn't be running away with those Lycian champions, because the archers will just keep on going after that, them and attacking. You should try to get your chariots inside those archers right now. Get them into melee mode. Run over those archers.
Right. Right.
Those javelins, make sure they shoot as much as they can. There are a lot of units right here in the middle.
Okay. Hang on. Let's just clear up this a bit.
Yeah, don't units in the middle. Just keep on engaging there. Fight to the last man. That's how you're going to win a battle.
Go.
If your chariots got engaged. Yeah, you really need to keep an eye on a lot
Yeah.
of stuff.
It's a lot of micro in.
You are your Lycian champions. Order them to attack the Cyclops. You have routed the other unit that was close to the Cyclops. Order everything on the Cyclops there. If you manage to get that Cyclops out of the battle, this is going to be a huge boost for you. It's going to be hard, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Get those units back into the fight. Continue giving buffs with your hero, and keep an eye on that left flank. Those chariots are the thing that can win the battle for him.
My chariots are gone.
Yeah, you really need to keep a lot of attention on that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of micro. Yeah, unfortunately, this play did not work out either.
It's still not over. Are you
No.
winning in the middle? Because I think you are.
Yes.
Yeah, use some of your units to surround the rest in the middle, so that you can flank them. Use at least 2 of your Kapesh warriors to get to the archers.
There we go. That one is broken. Get there.
Keep an eye on your other Lycian champions.
Those are broken. Those are engaging with the renowned bowman.
Keep an eye on where are his chariots on the
There we go. He's
battlefield.
breaking.
He's breaking, but you need to keep pressing the attack really hard
Yeah.
here because he's going to get back with his chariots. Order your javelins to shoot at the Cyclops. Oh, your javelins have no more ammo.
No,
That's going to be tough. Okay.
they've been out for a while.
Keep on pressing the attack. Try to get some of your Kapesh warriors at his hero as fast as possible. Your giants have rallied again, and the Lycian champions on the right flank. Get them to attack the hero as quickly as possible, so that you can try and rout them. Don't fight the units that already have a skull. Yeah, here come
No.
the chariots. I was expecting.
Yeah.
Use your hero to get closer to his hero and where your other units are, so that you can get more buffs on it. His chariots are going to be racking up some more kills. You need to get his hero out of the battle, so that his chariots might rout in some point. They are in the mud, so they will take some time to get out. Well, they're already almost out. Try to get that Cyclops down. Try to get that hero down.
Yeah,
Your hero has been challenged to a duel.
Duel. All right. All right. All right.
Yeah, here come the chariots.
Just
Yeah,
chasing
get those units
over.
back. You don't chase those because you need your units here. Get everything there engaged.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's
get those
the
units back.
Lycian champions back.
And see what's going on here, Mill. You see if your hero has any abilities left. The Cyclops is routing.
And you say
Use
challenge.
at least one unit on the Cyclops all the time, so he doesn't return in the battle. At
Yep.
least one of
There we go.
the others on the chariot. The others on the chariot,
Yeah.
and the hero. You
The
do need
hero's
to
in
get
a
his
challenge
hero down.
still.
Hero is still in the challenge. Use some of your other units to get that hero, to get his hero.
Oh, what?
You're not. None of your units are chasing down
Yeah, I
the Cyclops.
definitely
He will.
set that up to.
He already regained his strength. Get them back in the fight. Get them back in the fight.
Yeah.
You need to take his hero down because yours is fleeing.
Okay. Let's see how is Menelaus doing. Oh my god, he has so much health.
Yeah, Menelaus is. Use those Kapesh fighters to try and get the chariots inside the mud. Help them with the javelins. Yeah,
Yeah.
and keep an eye on the Cyclops. Keep an eye on the Cyclops. Some of his units are. He has the giants on him.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough. Not sure your giants will be up to the battle, but
We'll
Let's
see.
see how things go.
Let's see.
keep pressing on these chariots. He has a lot of chariots, and we didn't really engage them the way we wanted to.
No,
This is
definitely not. Fortunately,
his
Menelaus-
hero is getting low. His Cyclops is super low, but your giants are fleeing. You need to get the
Oh, well.
Cyclops down. You need to get one of unit, if possible, to get him down. Not sure which one, or
come on. Get the damn
it's
chariots.
going to be very, very close. There's nothing
That
else.
is.
Okay, you're waiting for your hero to. Oh, you have a Kapesh unit on almost full strength there.
Yeah.
No, don't chase the Cyclops. Get it in the melee here, because those chariots here are on an open field. Are going to be wrecking your units. His hero is
yeah.
fleeing. Keep pressing the attack on him.
Let's see. Do I have anything left here though?
Your hero is still fleeing.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to. Okay, Kapesh fighters on that. Lycian
Okay, he has
champions on
no
that.
more ranged units. You can either chase. You need to. Your hero is almost back to morale.
Close enough to taste.
Keep chasing his hero. Keep chasing his hero with as
Yeah.
many units as you can.
I have my Kapesh fighters on. Hey,
Oh, he's right. Get it to the chariots. Get the chariots. Get the
The
chariots. His
chariots
hero
are
is
broken, and whew,
Wow.
oh, that's close.
Yeah, so here you can see how the game is usually divided in exactly two parts. The first part is a more chess playing game where you are trying to outsmart and outmaneuver your opponent,
Yeah.
and positioning is key, and it's all about how you're going to position your armies and what you're going to do. And then it just full out engagement. You have to pay attention to a lot of different places and be very attentive. So we can see here that we managed to shut down one of his chariot units really
Yeah.
good, but two of his other chariot units really did a number on us.
That must
We
have been the
knew
one
that
we
this-
chased.
Yes, we knew that this was going to be the problem that we had because
Mm.
we were not playing any heavy units. We're playing only medium units. Well, do have two heavy units, but I mean that's probably not going. He can easily avoid them if he
Yeah,
wants
yeah,
to.
yeah.
And we played to our strengths. The Kopesh fighters got most of the kills. The Lycian champions got a lot of kills as well. The hero could have been utilized a bit better, but
Mm.
it was okay. Our chariots did nothing.
Nope.
This was on us. We could have
Some,
played them
yeah,
better.
yeah,
We could have played them
yeah.
better, but it was okay. I am really surprised at how well we did in the ranged engagement. I think
Okay.
this was one of his biggest mistakes that he had about
Mm.
how he utilized his ranged units because he lost a lot of archers
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when he was not supposed
Oh,
to.
you can't see that on the stream. He has one unit of archers that got 2 kills.
Yeah.
So they did not do very well. Oh, no, he has one unit of archers that got 2 kills, and another got 9 kills. So those two were basically wasted. Um,
True.
Almost as wasted as my chariots.
Well, your chariots cost about 1,000, a bit more,
Yeah.
1,300, I think. So
Yeah.
it was okay. It was pretty
Mm.
okay.
I wish we had a chat so
think
I can type GG, but I can't.
Oh yes, this is a feature. I mean, the Troy multiplayer battles are still considered
Yeah.
to be in beta. So when the multiplayer is completely ready, of course, we're going to have a chat so
Yeah.
that we can chat with our opponents or allies, because that can be quite important, especially
Yeah.
chatting with your allies about discussing strategies, what you're going to be doing, because if two players with the same skill are facing, of course, the most important thing is going to be the different stats of the units and the army compositions. But
Right.
when you're facing someone that you don't know and you haven't played before, you need to do a lot of strategizing about how you're going to approach the battle. And there are many different ways in which you can approach the battle and still win. As you saw here, we had two extremely different army compositions
Right.
with depending on those chariots, with a very small core of heavy units. Those armored spearmen, he had only 4 units of armored spearmen. So it was kind of an interesting engagement, so to say.
Indeed. All right. So Jarl of the Appian Way has managed to get in. They have an interesting using name here, but let's see. So they are playing. What's that? That's Mycenae.
That's Mycenae. That's Mycenae.
Right. So what are
that's
the characteristics of Mycenae? Nope. He's changed to Dardania.
He's changed to Dardania then. So Mycenae is the most
back.
well-rounded faction. It has both good charging units, good defensive units, decent ranged units, and decent chariots. So Mycenae is the faction that doesn't really have something that's outstanding for them, but also
Right.
doesn't have many weaknesses. So this is the faction that can be quite unpredictable at times because you cannot be really sure what exactly they will go for. But I would again think that they would go for a more melee heavy army. And there are a few armies that can go on ranged heavy, like Ithaca or Paris's Troy or Hippolyta. I think it's
Yeah, Hippolyta,
a good interesting army that can be played with ranged units if you want. But yeah, so if he's playing Mycenae, it could be everything. I would
What do you
suggest
want me to play?
Yeah, we can ask the chat what to play.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
What to play against them? I would suggest something like Hector or Achilles. That could be a good play against Mycenae.
In hindsight, I should have. So we have this wheel that we used to use for Warhammer when we did when we did battles, and I in hindsight I should have remade that into the Troy wheel, but it's a little bit late to realize that an hour and 5 minutes into the game.
Yes.
So let's see, we have Sparta, Amazons, Hector, Amazons, Sparta, Lubu, Amazons. Let's see. Oh,
Amazons
Daniel. Hello.
are some of the most difficult factions to play.
Mm. Oh yeah.
You have to manage both cavalry, and they don't have good infantry lines,
Yeah.
so they're going to be quite difficult.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
I do recommend them for more experienced players.
well, fortunately, you are among the most experienced players there are, coaching me. So I think
I
the
do
chat.
apologize if I get a bit talking too much at you,
No, it's fine. It's
shouting out
exact.
loud, but I
It's
get a lot into
absolutely
the
what you hear.
moment of the fight.
All right. So people are saying Amazons. Should we do Hippolyta or Penthesilea?
Well, before the
Milcho.
stream, you told me that you prefer to play with ranged units, and
Yeah.
Hippolyta is the better faction for in terms of ranged units. But it's going to be a difficult faction to play. So the special thing about the Amazons is that they don't really have really great units that can stand in a fight for a long time, and most of their units are really specialized and have a lot of abilities. When you browse through their roster, you'll find a lot of interesting units that have interesting stuff that they can do, and you have to be quite careful about what you pick
Ah.
and how you utilize it. So
Yeah. Maybe not Amazons. Just to because it's going to be a frustrating stream if people just watch me fail at using abilities. Um, no, let's try it. Okay, Hippolytus Amazons. So what are we? So we want.
well, one of the main things that Hippolyta brings to the battles that no other faction has is good cavalry, and most importantly, ranged cavalry. Hippolyta
Right.
has access to horse archers, which for some of the people who have played previous Total War games know that can be very, very useful in certain situations. But if we pick horse archers, we have to be quite careful with what exactly we pick and how many we pick, because
Right.
if we make an army that is almost entirely made of cavalry and horse archers and archers, that might not be enough to punch through the heavy armor that some of Mycenae's roster units have. So we have to be careful about that. Um, for Hippolyta, I would suggest getting at least two ranged cavalry units, like
Okay.
the War Riders, or yeah, because they can be quite nice. Um, maybe, I mean, for horse archers, it can be depending on the way you want to play. So War Riders, you have to keep them out of melee. They're not very good on melee. But they can shoot while they're moving, so you can run circles around the enemy and keep on
Right.
shooting and shooting. And the medium archers can be charged into enemies, but again, you need to be careful where
Oh
exactly
yeah.
you charge them. So I would suggest some light units, yeah,
Okay.
light archers like the War Riders, then some of the more heavier ones as well.
Okay.
Probably I would take at least 2 units of chariots, because they can counter enemy chariots if they pick any. But not those missile ones, but the heavy ones, the heavy melee chariots that she has access to. The ones from
Oh,
just
sorry.
above.
There.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So the Amazon champions.
yeah, the Amazon champions on the
Okay.
chariots. We do need to have at least some melee core to our
Yeah.
army, so we need to look at what Hippolyta has. The Corinites are probably a good choice if we're going to be facing armor, because they do have an armor piercing, but are medium. Or we could always rely on the good old spear and shield units from one of her other infantry
Yeah.
units. I believe it was the Oathsworn. Yes, the Oathsworn unit. Both are viable options. The axes are a bit more expensive, and their shields are not as good as the Oathsworn. But I'm not expecting too much melee, too much ranged infantry from Mycenae, though you
Right.
never know. With Mycenae, they do have access to some strong bow units as well.
Definitely.
Um, So yeah, we do get a core of some units. We do need to pick our hero here. I think we should at least pick Hippolyta herself. She's a
Okay.
good archer. We can
Yep.
put her on a chariot as well, or on a horse.
Hmm.
Uh,
Let's see.
I
So
would
we got.
suggest a chariot, even though it's more expensive, because if needed, she can get off the chariot. Whereas if she's fighting on a horse, she will be fighting on the horse throughout the whole battle, and you need to be
Right.
careful about that. Um, what else? So we do have some of those units. We can get two of her heavy elite infantry that she has. The one that costs 1300.
Hmm.
Yeah, the Aristomachoi. They can be quite powerful in some melee engagements, but not all of them. So we
Right.
need to be careful about what we place them up against. And
Hmm.
for the last fonts, I would. Well, there's an interesting thing you can do with the sirens from the mythic units. The
Okay.
sirens are not a very good unit in terms of combat. They
Right.
do have some decent damage from slings, but the most important thing they have is their ability, the
Hmm.
Siren's Lure. This will cause an enemy unit to run towards the Sirens, and this could cause
Hmm.
them to go out of position and become vulnerable to your own engagement, your own chariots, your own missile archers, and so on.
Okay.
Again, they're a bit tricky to utilize,
Yeah.
but if you utilize them correctly and use this ability correctly, you can really pull his lines out of position and punish them after
Hmm.
that. So
I'm.
this is the main way in which you can use the sirens. Also,
Right.
we can complete the army with either some melee cavalry, so that we
Hmm.
can actually maneuver it to try and get to his archers. We can try it with horsewomen or anti-anirai.
Right.
Anti-anirai are generally the better choice, but
Okay.
also the more expensive choice. So
Yeah.
that can be a bit tough to
Could
decide
only
on.
get. Um. Let's see. I could only get one of the antennae, and then I would have to get a horsewoman, or I could get two horsewomen and maybe something else, like.
Another old sworn spearman,
Yeah, something like
spearwomen,
that.
I guess.
Yeah, yeah, they would be spear women. Um.
Oh, this is looking like a decent army.
Okay.
So again, here the more important thing, and the thing that will make or break the game, is the way you utilize those horse archers and your
Right.
chariots.
So what am
If
I
you
looking
manage,
for here to use
so
them?
your horse archers need to harass your enemy and harass viable targets, harass his hero, harass his ranged units, and do that all the time and not get engaged.
Mm.
You need to keep them out of harm's way. If
Right.
if they're pinned down by a unit, they will probably die, and this will cost you a lot of funds, which might eventually cost you the whole battle itself.
Mm.
We should use them to harass any chariots if they bring them to the battle
Okay.
without engaging them. While on the other hand, you should also protect your lines with the Oathsworn and utilize your chariots too, because your chariots can be quite dangerous as well. It's going
Cool.
to be a tough battle. As I
Yeah.
said, Amazons are a bit harder to play than other factions,
Right.
but there can also be very, very interesting.
Let's first drop a line here. So we also have the Arista McCoy. They are good frontliners, but I'm gonna put them here in the back for now.
Okay, this is an interesting map. You have.
Yeah,
Are we fighting on an island? Yeah, we're fighting on one of the islands.
I believe it's called Gorgon's Island.
Yeah, so we do have a lot of open spaces here, but not in the middle.
Hmm.
This is going to be actually pretty good for our cavalry and chariots,
Right.
but we have to be really careful in the way we position them. So we want our enemy to come out in the open
Hmm.
and not stay in the trees, because in the trees he will be protected by them, and he will be protected from our missile fire. So
Right.
what can we do to make him come out of the trees and fight him somewhere in the open. Perhaps here, closer to the beach, is a good idea.
Either here or try and engage in the middle here. Um, there's a lot of open space if we look at it from this angle. Got a lot of space here and here.
Yeah, this could be an interesting idea. Did we bring any archers, any normal archers? I don't think
No.
we brought any normal archers.
Only
Maybe we
horses.
should have done that as well. So this small hill that we have right here in the middle with the forest, right in front of you, yeah, this hill exactly. This is going to be a very important hill. As you can see, those cliffs that it has
Yeah.
on the other side are very favorable to your positions right now. You can get your units fast inside that forest, and just take that hill for yourself. If we had some archers, this was going to be a great place to place some archers, but we don't have any archers right now. So fighting here, he will have the option to outmaneuver us on the left flank and go through that small forest that is on the left. So this here would have been amazing maybe in some other case, but probably not in the case that we are right now. Maybe the beach is more
Right.
better.
Yeah.
I leave to you. I leave this to you to decide. I mean,
All right.
it can go okay both ways. It can go very wrong both ways. There is no wrong choice here about where exactly to fight. But it again also depends a lot on what our opponent is going to bring and what we're going to be facing. Okay, so
We have some chariots, fair amounts of slingers,
club
some
warriors,
swordsmen, and then some
armored
spears.
swordsmen. So a lot of swords. Okay, those spears on the side are our first target for our horse archers. They can
Okay.
be really, really easily removed from the battle because they don't have shields. But also we need to keep an eye on his chariots. Move your chariots in that little gap here on our left flank as fast as possible. Yeah, so that we can counter his own chariots. We can. Also, how many missile infantry has our opponent brought? Not too many, but some
4 renowned slingers.
renowned slingers. Renowned slingers can be pretty tough. So, okay. So from the way I'm seeing it, you need to harass his chariots with your horse archers right now, because this is where he is going to be going. But keep a close eye on them.
Yeah. Do like this. Get a good eye on them.
If you manage to get at least some of your horses on that hill behind him so that you can charge at his slingers. If his slingers attack your Oathsworn in the forest, that's not going to be a huge problem.
Yeah.
But his slingers are going to be aiming for your chariots. So you need to decide what you're doing with your chariots right now. You either charge them up, charge them forward as fast as possible, or you
Yeah.
retreat with them. Your units
I'm-
have encountered an ambush in that forest. Quickly move them. Your horse archers. Your horse archers are getting caught.
There.
It's not going to be great.
Let's see. Let's turn off skirmish.
Run away! Run away!
Yeah,
You don't need to turn off skirmishing for them. They will be.
They
you moved
just
your-
tend to not do what I want when skirmishing.
He's going to try to engage you with his melee units, and you're going to lose that melee engagement. So yeah, keep those units there busy. Keep them busy with your horse archers, and run those chariots forward here because you really need to make a circle around him with your cavalry. Charge it into the slingers.
Sorry. Damn.
Keep him busy with your horse archers as well.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. And 5.
You need to keep his chariots busy. I mean, you are doing damage to that unit, but that unit is not that important.
Got my horses around. That's good. I'm gonna pull back my chariots here because don't want.
They're
them
in the forest already. You have to try and pull forward through his units. This is going to be hard. Get your cavalry out of there. The Minotaur is coming for your horse archers.
Right. Yeah. I've pulled them back.
Okay, and
Let's see.
yeah, try to get out of there.
Yeah.
Also, engage. His chariots are trying to engage your units here. You have to use those sword units that you have to go after his swords or his slings relatively fast. Okay,
Your warriors are losing heart.
Oh,
your horses have been caught, and
yeah,
this
they
is
have.
going to be
Let's pull
the end
these
of your
back.
horses.
Yeah, those are gone. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he managed. Also, you should not have left your positions with your spear Oldsworn
Okay.
here because his chariots are going to be, and your chariots are pinned down right now. You need to do something about that.
Yeah. I'm trying to pull them back. Let's
Keep shooting at the Minotaur.
Yeah. If we can get that
Keep
miner
shooting
through
at.
that. Okay.
Okay, you got them back.
Unsure.
You don't need to put all your horse archers at the same spot.
Yeah.
Where is his hero? Do we see his hero? Yeah, use Hippolyta to attack his own hero.
Way in the back.
Hippolyta is really great at shooting. Yeah, you can use the Deadly Focus as well.
Your warriors rally.
Don't waste your ammo when they are in the forest. You want
Right.
them to.
Okay. Let's see. You have opposed aim. Just needs.
They're going to engage her, so move forward.
Yeah. She's pulling back.
Fortunately, her chariot makes her pretty quick, so he has managed to position his troops pretty well. He's soon going to try and get in there with his core infantry. Your horses have rallied, but they're
Yeah.
really low on health. They will not do much. Also,
No.
they're not charging in the same place right now, so
That's unfortunate. Let's see. So he's hiding his Minotaur in here, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
he is.
Hello.
Your chariots are being caught again.
Yeah, they tend to do that. It's,
Your warriors have been routed.
damn it. I'm so bad with chariots.
Well, as I said, some factions require different
Yeah.
skills. For example, one of my favorite factions to play is Ithaca
Yeah.
and Odysseus, but he can also be very difficult to play.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Keep charging them at the slingers. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other horse as well. Why is the other horse all the way there?
Don't know why
Doesn't matter. Yeah,
you know what?
he's coming
I
up.
probably moved them there, but failed to remember so. Let's see, that is group 4.
Get your horses out. Get your horses out.
Yeah.
Not those horses, the other horses, but
No, they're
it's
good.
too late. No, they're not good.
They're good. Oh, you mean those?
Not those horses. Oh, yes, that's the one I meant. But
Okay.
they're gone now.
I thought you meant the horse archers.
No, it's
You know,
fine. It's fine.
I have no love for the horsewomen. They were already dead, pretty much. Right. Oh, come on, this way.
Most of Hippolyta's horses have the Strider ability, which means that they will not get slowed down much if they're into the forest. So you can continue pelting your opponent there with them, even if you're running through the forest. And yeah, this is a good place to charge. If you run with your horses towards your chariots, this is a good place to charge your chariots at them.
Right. And I'm okay doing that in
Make sure
the young
Hippolyta
spears,
is
right?
shooting at their hero, or at least shooting at something.
She's out. She's
Maybe
out
the
of range.
Minotaur.
Oh,
Minotaur.
Minotaur's in good range there.
She is on a chariot, so she might be able to get out. He doesn't wish to follow up here, though.
Yeah, and this place right here.
Yeah, his armored swordsmen are in there, and we know it.
Yeah.
And
I've run
right
into
now-
them too many times.
I don't know. Okay, so how do we get? What do we do to win this fight? It's going to be hard.
Do you think he's running behind here? Because he ran into the
Yeah,
forest
it's
here. So
possible.
he's-
it's very possible. But he still does need to
Oh.
get through this open field.
Alright,
He's
the Minotaur's
regrouping
taking
here.
some damage. There he is.
Okay, keep harassing his units.
Yeah, yeah.
there. Not the ones in the forest, the ones that are on the field.
Uh,
And
okay.
make sure he's not engaging.
boy.
Yeah, he's engaging with his chariots. Counter quickly with your own chariots.
Where my chariots. Oh, he pulled out again.
Yeah, he's doing a feigning attack. He's getting his slingers in. Remember about his armored swordsmen in the other forest.
Yeah, I'm not.
His
I'm
slingers are not
following.
going to be of much use when they're trying to shoot at your units inside the forest on a hill.
Right. Oh, that one. Oh. Let's pull back.
Don't waste your ammo to shoot units in the forest. It's going to be
Absolutely.
not
I'm
really
with you.
sure what you need to do here to win this engagement.
You
You
and me
have to
both, my
go
friend.
all out on. You have to go all out on his slingers, but the Minotaur is there, and he's going to counter with the chariot. So you need to keep the chariots at bay somehow.
Stop.
You've already lost your cavalry, melee cavalry, so
Yep. Oh boy.
he's just going to keep on trying to get
Yeah,
those chariots in there.
Let's see if I can catch some of them here. Not
It's
really.
going to be hard.
Have no more ammunition.
Only the Aristo McCoy might be able to catch some of those
Okay.
units.
These war riders are now practically melee.
Try to circle around and at least threaten his slingers. Your units are getting out of position in the middle. Your units are getting out of position in the middle because you told
Damn
them
it.
to attack the chariots. And ow. For purposes like that one, you can place your units on guard mode,
Yeah.
which means that they will not chase after units that you have ordered them to attack before that.
Okay. There we go. You should be able to just. Oh, hello. There we go. Not enough for. Oh yeah, she can't oppose aim while mounted, of course. That one is broken.
Yeah, but that unit costs only around 350, so it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should just circle around, threaten the slingers, so that he pulls out.
There we go. We're all good. Let's. Do.
His chariots have taken some damage, but not enough. In the end, even if you manage to win the engagement here, there's no way to deal with the armored swordsmen that are in the back in the
Yeah,
forest.
it is a problem. Let's see how we're doing here. So he's sending in his chariots after me.
You can outrun them in the forest easily.
Yeah.
Harass them. Now pull them out again. Put them out. Sometimes you don't need to engage a unit
Okay.
with your cavalry. You just need to feint the attack at sometimes, just so that the slingers stop shooting, get out of position, or something like that. Remember that you are going to the corner of the map there. It's an island.
Yeah.
You have nowhere to run forever.
Yeah, I can't retreat into the sea. That's not going to work out
Yes.
for me. Come on.
Especially with the
This way.
horses.
Alright, he has his chariots here. How fast are they? 72. They are faster than me.
Your units right now are slower because they're inside the forest. And his chariots are going to lose 75% of their speed once they get into the forest.
yeah,
So
they're not.
you should be able to easily outmaneuver them here. No, keep running straight line. Yeah, as opposed to go and to the other forest. You will not be able to get there.
Okay.
You can threaten another engagement again, then pull back. So maybe you don't need to do that right now. Usually you need to threaten an engagement like that. Remember that his armored swordsman is somewhere here. If they're coming
Yeah.
after your archers, you need to get the core of your army right now and engage his units,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that his armored swordsmen are not are not engaging and are chasing after your cavalry because
don't
they're somewhere in
think
this
so.
forest.
I think
Yeah,
they're sticking
they're
here.
probably still there. Okay, you can still harass his chariots then. He
Yeah.
has left your army alone. You cannot harass the slingers because the
Okay.
slingers will shoot back, and you're going to be you're suffering if they're shooting back at you.
Sure. Uh,
Right now, in order to win, we need a mistake on our opponent's part. Not sure what
alright.
exactly that mistake might be, but it is possible to win. But he's already engaging you with the armored swordsman. Get your Aristo McCoy to face them, because this is the only, but not in the open. Just I didn't engage him.
Okay.
It's already
Fa-
they're already engaging. Ow.
Yeah.
Once you pull out of an engagement, you will take a lot of damage.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, he has decided that he has enough forces to finish you off right now. This is going to be your last stand here in this forest.
Okay.
He's coming in with Agamemnon's companions as well on the other side, positioning his slingers. His slingers are not going to be playing a vital part, but I do believe that there is no way for you to stop his melee units right now. The chariots are going to engage your cavalry. Thankfully, skirmish mode is
Yeah.
keeping them away. Use Hippolytus' abilities whenever you can.
She doesn't have anything fantastic right now.
Well, this one increases her missile damage by a lot, so it's pretty awesome.
Right.
Make sure you try and flank his units as much as you can with yours
Yeah.
inside the forest. He's getting a bit cocky here, but chariots are not going to do much there. In that, he's using that armored swordsman just to make sure that Hippolyta is staying out of the fight.
Right. Oh
Wow.
boy.
They already caught your other missile infantry into the forest.
There we go.
Thankfully, forests they're not doing much. You can always put them to melee mode and just go at the slingers. Though
Yeah.
even if you
That's
kill the slingers, this is not going to save the units in the middle.
Go on.
Yeah, engage his chariots with yours is good.
Thinking I'm gonna try and take out the slingers. Oh boy. Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Yeah, that melee engagement was never going to work out.
no. Breaking very fast. Oh well.
This was a tougher one.
Yeah, well played, Jarl. Um, oh boy. Can you hear this? That's the sound of a PC right there. It's one hell of a PC. It's got RGB in it. Like, look at this. Tons of RGB.
It does look awesome.
Yeah,
I would
yeah, of
love to
course.
have-
It's PC gaming.
I'm not allowed to participate in that, right?
No.
Yeah.
I saw some
Thought
people before the stream asking how much RAM there was in it. It's 16 gigs of RAM. But I don't know if you can see it on the stream, but there are 2 slots available, so you could upgrade that easily to 32 with just another 2 sticks. If you're, say, more into content creation, then 32 gigs of RAM, really great. Maybe you're like, I want to learn Blender, 32 gigs of RAM, not bad. It's a beautiful PC, and I wish it was mine. Ah. We have a new challenger immediately. Leo da Vinci is gonna play Penthesileia's Amazons, and we show us how it's done, I guess, with Amazons. Let's make this the last battle then, because I think this will be the last we have time for. So what should we play against Penthesileia's Amazons?
Okay, so Penthesileia is a faction that is dependent a lot on hit and run tech, engaging with good charging units, but it lacks a lot of armor and good morale units. So she is not that great in prolonged melee combat, but she has some really good charge bonuses and a lot of damage. A lot
Right.
of damage in the forms of javelins and charging units. So to compete with Penthesileia and she also has good charging cavalry.
Mm.
So to compete against Penthesilea, the most obvious way to do that is with good spears,
Mm.
spear and shield units, tough spear and shield units, something like Hector's roster.
Right.
What else? Because they can withstand a lot of punishment and be able to counter Penthesilea in that way.
Mm.
We can also try to outflank and outdamage Penthesilea with something like Ithaca, but I would not recommend that.
I find
Um,
Ithaca hard to play.
Pythia, Achilles' faction, is
Mm.
also going to have a harder time against Penthesilea.
Right.
But I think that going out with Hector or Aeneas with Dardania is going to be quite hard for Penthesilea to beat.
All right. Let's try Hector of Troy then. So obviously, big focus on shields and spears in this army comp. Not a ton of missile infantry even available, and they're not amazing. Same thing for cavalry and chariots. We do have
You have a Minotaur.
yeah.
When you have a Minotaur, I think you should always bring a Minotaur to the battle.
All right. Let's bring a Minotaur.
Is a beast man. Can fear enemies, can
Yeah.
do a lot of damage. I would never not bring
All
a
right.
Minotaur to the fight.
I'm just gonna randomize a map here real quick. This is gonna be a map. Mounds of Stone. Okay.
Doesn't sound good for Penthesilea.
No.
She
I
would
closed
feel
my
much
eyes when I
better
selected
on
it, so
the
I didn't
Okay.
select it. I swear it was random. All right.
Okay,
So what do
so
we want to bring?
So we want to bring some good spear and shield units.
Hmm.
The most obvious choices for Hector's faction are the champions of Troy, the ones
Yeah.
that cost 1400, and the guards of Troy, which are a bit weaker than the champions, but the ones that cost 880.
Right.
But they can also be really, really great against
Hmm.
horses and charging units.
Right.
So we're going to need more units to make the core of our army.
Hmm.
We can bring more spear and shield units. We do need to have some ranged units as well.
Right.
Both the archers and the light skirmishers are an option here.
Hmm.
I personally would go for more cookie cutter build with the archers,
Right.
but
Yeah, I think so as well. Get some archers. Nothing spectacular, but can still do some damage and especially damage to morale. That's what I
yeah,
would
that's
probably
true.
go for.
We could try to outsmart Penthesilea and bring some cheap, fast units to try and flank her
Right.
whenever she tries to go at you. But also one of our strong weapons against Penthesilea would be chariots. So I suggest getting at, at least 2 or 3 units of heavy chariots. Though on the other hand, I know that you don't play that much with chariots. So
Yeah.
I'm not really
I
sure which is going to be a good idea.
let's
The
bring two as well.
Corybantes, the other mythic unit, are also an excellent defense unit.
Mm.
They can take a lot of damage before they fall into battle. So bringing some of them can be pretty good.
Right.
What else? We should pick our hero. Hector is a really good choice. He has amazing abilities, but you need to make sure you're utilizing his abilities in battle.
Yeah. Got some divine focus, Heraclean resolve, Heraclean.
Heraclean Resolve. It makes
Yeah.
Hector immortal for as long as it's active. So this is the best ability
Yeah.
that you can use when Hector is low on health. You should always try to keep it active at that time because he just becomes unbreakable and immortal, which means
Yeah.
that his morale is not going to fail and he cannot die.
Right.
So it has a 3-minute cooldown, which is an extremely long cooldown, and you can probably utilize it only once in the battle. But this is going to be an important ability for him.
Right.
So for this unit, I would probably get maybe some more Trojan defenders, the ones with the clubs and shields, to
Right.
have just a variety. Two
Mm.
more units of that could to place on the flanks because they're a bit faster.
Yeah.
Would be okay, I guess.
Yep.
Or no,
And then yeah.
I think I've mistaken them with some other units because those are not the faster units that I thought, but they could be useful as well. So
I mean, they are faster than, say, the heavy Trojan spearmen. Nope, they are not.
no,
Never mind. I
heavy
was looking-
Trojan spearmen are one of the
Yeah.
slowest units in the games. So are the Trojan defenders. Hector's roster as a whole is pretty slow.
Pretty slow.
Yeah, so we have 2160. Does that mean that we can pick 3 renowned swordsmen, or is it only 2? My math is off.
Mm,
Uh,
1, 2,
just about.
no. I
Almost.
could pick up some spear fighters for flanking. as
Yeah, we
well.
could do that. We could do that.
There we go. Got 80. Let's whoops, that's too much. There we go. Could be add a level to the Minotaur.
Yeah, the Minotaur.
Why not? All right, and we're ready.
I'm ready. While our opponent gets ready,
Mm.
we can answer some questions if there are any others.
I think
about the
Leo da
battles and
Vinci
so on.
was someone who joined us last week as well and wrecked me. So, oh, here's a good question that we can actually answer. When is Medusa coming to Troy? Medusa, of course, being a Gorgon, and I believe the Gorgons are already in Troy.
Yeah. We already have Gorgons in Troy, but they are only in the campaign. They are in the form of the so-called epic agents that we have in campaign. They're also satyrs. Not sure how that's pronounced in English. Sorry.
Yeah, Satyr, I think.
Yeah, and those are special types of agents that you need to do certain things in campaign in order to get them and have really, really powerful actions in campaign that can only be used once. So they're not going to be part of the battles.
Right. Let's see. Do we have any other good questions while we're waiting for the load here? Are we just doing 1v1s? Yes, today. You know, after the holidays, I might do some more fun, weird battles because I have to figure
We
out
did
what
start with a 3 versus 3 though.
That's true. We did start with a 3 versus 3. Oh, we are ready to battle. All right, let's take a look at this map here.
Lots and lots of forests.
Yeah. Immediately starting with this cliff here.
Okay, this cliff is going to be an important part of the battle probably because if you get archers on top of it and other units down below, it's not going to be fun for the units down below. So
No.
we should either move all the way to the left flank and stay away from that cliff, or
Yeah.
move all the way to the right flank and try to get up on the cliff as fast as possible with our shielded units.
Could try and hide some our ranged units here to have them run up here and then have everyone else out in the open here. Try and draw the Leos.
Well, with the composition that we have right now, I suggest we try and keep our army mostly in one place.
Yep.
Most of our units are pretty slow and cannot run away if they're caught by someone.
Yeah.
And Penthesilea is probably going to be playing a lot of high damage mobile units, things like her cavalry and harpies. She will probably bring harpies to the fight,
Yeah.
and they can be really annoying with their stalking and sniping out of places where you don't see them. So I would recommend keeping her army close. Archers close to the spearmen, Hector in the middle, chariots close and ready to engage her cavalry charge, something like that. And you can see here how each map offers a lot of variety to the way you can play the battle and what can actually happen and what sort of factions might be good or bad at it and so on.
Absolutely.
So we do have a lot of emphasis on that one. And of course, we're doing a lot of balance changes to the game.
Yeah.
Right now, we know there are some issues in terms of balance about what is great, what is not so great. We are doing a lot of playtesting in house as well, and we are expecting to be making more patches in the future to make sure that multiplayer is as fun as it can be. So far, we have already done a lot of patches to the game. We fixed a lot of unit collisions, the way units interact with each other, a lot
Mm.
of the balancing with the chariots, which probably still needs a bit more tweaking to it, I think. Um, we will post more in the future update, I guess. Um, so we're constantly making changes to the way the game plays and trying to make it better.
Mm.
So far, we are pretty happy with the way the battles are being fought. They're a bit more melee heavy, but this is something that represents the period pretty well.
Yeah.
So we do enjoy that. But there are some other issues that we know, balancing issues that we know we need to address, and we are already working on it. But doing some testing before the multiplayer is out of
Mm.
beta and all that is released.
If
Okay,
someone was to play this and say found a bug, or maybe they have like they have a really good idea of feedback of like features they want to see added, where could they forward that to make sure that it's
the best place to do that is on the Total War forums. This is something that we follow all the time. We have
mm,
certain people who have been assigned to follow the forums and bring any issues that are posted there to us so that we can fix it. There have already been numerous number of bugs and even balancing changes, so on, that we have done based on what people have recommended and what they have found. Because, of course, some people really can understand the game quite well, can suggest a lot of good things, and even if the feedback is negative, if it's posted in a constructed way, it's the devs are we are going to be taking a look at it and trying our best to decide how and to implement it into the game.
mm,
So yeah, we really would appreciate all kinds of constructive feedback that you can give us. And by that I mean explaining what you don't like and why you don't
yeah,
like
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and not just saying stuff like, "Well, the game is bad, it doesn't work," and stuff like that,
Yeah,
because
like
that doesn't really
some
help us improve the game
no.
much.
I think I mean this is not specific to Troy at all or Total War at all, but a lot of people forget that the why is almost as important as the what. So it's like if you're having an issue with something, explain why this is an issue to you, um, because that is almost better than saying how you
Okay,
would want it fixed.
back to the current game. If
Right.
you have to engage straight away with your chariots and your units, because right now you are in an awesome position because her cavalry is coming in from behind, but it's going to take her a while to get there. And your archers in a great positions to shoot at her lines while remaining in the forest
Don't
and
think
the
so.
side of the forest. So the best thing Penticilla can do here is she might try to run away from that
Mm.
engagement that you're doing
Let's
and keep a
see.
unit or two to try and counter her cavalry charge, because there is going to be a
Yeah.
cavalry charge on your back. Get the Minotaur and Hector in there as well, because
There we go. Oh, I didn't select it.
you can switch the weapons because you are on the offensive now. You can switch the weapons of your spearmen to
Right.
get them to. You can select them all and then just click once on the switch weapon. They can go two-handed and attack the enemy.
Go.
You have a
Uh,
beautiful line set up here. Make sure your archers are not shooting at your own people, but are shooting at the harpies on the back.
let's
Those are
see.
huntresses. Maybe those are for Themyscira's
Themyscira's. Yeah.
chosen and more
Don't.
huntresses. I don't see any harpies, though you usually don't see harpies. And yet, chariots, get them in.
There we go. Let's get those in there.
And the cavalry is coming. So you have to make sure some of your units are
Wait, where?
protecting
What?
that cavalry charge.
I definitely left my Corybantis back there. Whatever. Okay, my
Like,
Corbantis are
Archer,
here.
your archers are not shooting right now at anything. Give
No,
them
no, no,
the
I was
order to
moving
shoot
them.
at the javelins.
There we go, and you.
Use Hector's abilities. Utilize those chariots. Not sure what your chariots are doing right now. Here comes the cavalry. Don't use both your chariots to attack the same unit. Use them
No.
on different units.
There we go.
And the cavalry is coming into their back lines. So there are the harpies there.
There we go.
Shoot the
Let's-
cavalry with your archers. Disable the skirmish mode and shoot it. They're already spread enough, good enough.
There we go.
You have won the center. You need to kill Penthesilea with Hector.
Okay.
Use the Minotaur on the cavalry behind you.
Minotaur on the cavalry. Run.
Or on Penthesilea, that is also good. Keep pressing the attack. You need the units that you've routed here. You need to keep pressing that attack because those horses are wrecking your backlines.
Mm.
And keep the chariots out of the forests if you can. Send at least one unit back to get the cavalry again.
Let's see. I have.
Your
my
Corybantes are getting slaughtered, but they're just one man from the Corybantes left. But he's keeping his own. He's there. Corybantes will never rant.
Yeah.
They have been created to protect Zeus himself. So
Let's
send the Minotaur skirmishers if you have. Send Hector at Penthesilea. If you kill Penthesilea,
what is Hector doing? He was
and
supposed
make
to
sure
attack.
that your spearmen are engaging cavalry.
Da-da-da.
The Minotaur is there already wrecking their cavalry. It's good that they're not running away. Keep an eye on your chariots again. There are a lot of javelins that you've left unchecked there. You can either use the Minotaur or
Yeah,
chase them. Yeah.
they were
Those are
able
the
to flank
Harpies.
me with the harpies were able to flank me very nicely. I
Get your
don't
chariots back in the melee in the middle.
honestly don't know where the harpies came from. I'm gonna have to save the replay and see what happened.
Well,
there.
the harpies always come from behind. They surprise you.
This is true. Let's get some.
Yeah, your units are buffed.
There we
Your
go.
Minotaur is right now is not utilized perfectly. But
Where
yeah,
is
those
he?
chariots are going to.
Oh, he's well,
No, he's not. He managed to catch some of them. That's good.
yeah. Although not
Keep
his
chasing
best
them.
use to
You need to
run
kill
away.
Penthesilea. She's almost dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we
Leave
go.
her. Don't chase her with Hector himself. Use Hector in a better way here in the middle to fight off that
Oh,
cavalry.
she's
you're-
fully broken. Oh my god.
Use your. She's fully broken. Yeah.
I feel like we won that based on army composition mostly, but yeah.
Yes, Hector is pretty much the counter for Penthesilea.
Mm.
So
And you were saying that you're
That's-
thinking of buffing Penthesilea a little bit.
yeah, the Amazon factions need a little bit of a buff right now.
Mm.
They're not in the place where we want them to be, but this is going to happen before the multiplayer comes out of beta. So expect that once the multiplayer is out, this issue will be resolved.
Right.
At least we hope so. We're always open to feedback, of course, but we've already had our eye on the Amazons and doing ways in which to make them more viable in the game, in the battles, without actually making them play in a different way than they are right now. We like the way in which they play, but we are still not entirely happy with where they are. And we're going to be doing a number of changes. I'm not sure if anyone has been following our latest releases and patch notes that we've had. In all of them, we've done a lot of changes to a lot of units. So we're constantly really trying to upgrade the game and keep it awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, just because we like once the multiplayer beta is over and the multiplayer is out fully, that doesn't mean that necessarily we're like, hey, the balance is perfect. That's not gonna happen, is it right? Like,
Yes.
Of course, we are still aiming for a winter release for Ajax. Um, we'll talk more about that when we get to the proper announce. But I'm sure that in the patch notes for that patch there will be some tweaks to multiplayer, for sure. If nothing else, and I quite imagine that there's at least one designer on the team who's like, oh yeah, but what if I change a little bit here and then like a little bit here, because that's the way game development works, right?
Yeah, and it's not just one designer; it's a lot of QA as well,
Oh yeah.
because QA can be also quite important. And we're listening to a lot of feedback from people playing online. We're reading forums, we're watching videos people upload on YouTube,
Right. Yeah.
and we're trying to get as much information as we can.
Mm. Yeah, I really enjoy multiplayer in Troy. I think the beta is in a really good place right now. Of course, can always be better, but that is every game ever. And I hope that everyone at home enjoys it as well. We are about 4 minutes away from the giveaway ending, but we're gonna end our stream here. I want to thank first off Milcho. Thank you for coming here and coaching me. I won battles.
It was awesome. I think you won 3 battles, lost 1, so it was pretty nice.
Did I win 3? I won.
Well, if we count the first battle, that was 3 versus 3, which
True.
your team managed to win somehow.
I did not pull my weight there, but hey, I did help a
you
little
did
bit.
that. You did help, and you did win, so you helped enough. That's
Absolutely.
what's important.
Yeah, absolutely. And then compared to last week where I lost all my battles, I think this was a resounding success. And yeah, so I'm gonna just hop over here and remind you that you have 3 minutes to enter in for the giveaway for this lovely PC. I've seen a lot of people being like, do I have to be here for the draw? No. I'm going to draw the winner after the stream has ended, and then I'm going to PM them on Twitch. That's the way it's gonna work. The reason we're not being like, this person is the winner, is because in the past I have witnessed similar giveaways, and then for some reason people lose access to their accounts and someone else gets access to their accounts, which is bad. So once we have a different contact method for this person, we can probably do an announcement of who has won, but immediately for now we will not announce who won. We will simply pick a winner and then contact them privately. Okay? So you guys are making a good choice with that. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, enter in hashtag Intel in Twitch chat. You have 2 minutes to go. Thank you, Milcher, for coming. Thank you to everyone who played. This was great fun. Thank you to everyone who's watching, everyone who's entered into the giveaway. We're like at almost 3,000 entries, which is a ton. And today we passed 80,000 Twitch followers, which is pretty cool as well. And I think earlier in the like this month we passed 15,000 subscribers on our live YouTube channel. So that's pretty awesome as well. Anyway, I'm gonna say goodbye here, and we're gonna head off and just have a great old holiday because I'm going away now. All right, goodbye everyone.
Bye.